The staff laughed as the old man struggled to stand. They didn't know his legs had once marched through war zones. They didn't care. Until the day his daughter walked in, holding a microphone and decades of truth. 82-year-old William Carter had survived the Korean War, marched beside Dr. King, and raised 3 children on a mechanic's wage. Rarely spoken to, except when it was time to change his bedsheets or bring a tray of bland food. His memory wasn't what it used to be, but some things he never forgot. Or how, at age 30, he'd been denied a bank loan for a house he could afford in cash. Aides rolling their eyes, calling him Willie, though he never once gave them permission. Forgetting to bring his dinner tray, mocking how slow he walked, turning up the TV when he tried to speak. William noticed, but he said nothing, because he'd learned that in America, black men weren't often believed when they told the truth. But Danielle Carter believed. She watched him patch neighbors' roofs, march in protests, and teach Sunday school without missing a beat. Danielle was no child now, a civil rights journalist in her 40s. She had won awards for uncovering hidden discrimination in nursing homes. But this wasn't about work. This was personal. When she visited the facility, she noticed the coldness in the air around her father. The nurses smiled fakely. The administrator talked fast. No one made eye contact. She asked questions. They brushed her off. She requested a transfer. They said beds were full everywhere. So she did what her father had taught her. She got smart, and she got bold. Danielle returned one quiet Wednesday afternoon, dressed casually. No briefcase, just a large handbag slung over her shoulder. Inside it, a small wireless microphone, fully charged. "Ready?" she asked one of the aides. "He loves to people watch." The aide nodded. Danielle stepped out, not out the building, but around the corner into a quiet hallway. She was recording. 10 minutes. That's all it took. 10 minutes of heartbreaking proof. They mocked how William spoke, laughed at how he'd forgotten what day it was. A male nurse whispered, "He probably thinks he's still fighting for Lincoln." Another woman chuckled, "He should be grateful we even feed him." Someone else added, "Just another grumpy old man acting like he's important." They didn't know he had built his community's first all-black reading center. They didn't know or care about the medals still locked in his suitcase under the bed. She called the media. By Friday, every local station had the audio. By Monday, the story was national news. Black veteran mocked in care home, daughter exposes systemic abuse. The audio was played on radio stations across the country. People wept. Veterans groups protested. Churches sent letters of support. Golden Hills tried to apologize, but it was too late. Danielle filed a formal lawsuit. The head nurse and 2 aides were fired. The administrator resigned. State investigators opened a full-scale inquiry into elder abuse. But the real victory came in a different way. A month later, William Carter was moved into a veteran-run facility, managed by mostly black nurses, where he was treated like family. He began speaking again. He laughed. He told stories from the war. He taught the young caregivers about life before civil rights. And he even started sketching again, portraits of his late wife, his grandchildren, his unit from the Army. Danielle's audio recording went on to win a Peabody Award. She donated every dollar she earned from it to a Black Elder Justice Fund she created in her father's name, where they'd sit at the front as people came to hear his story. One evening, as William sat near the microphone with a crowd of younger veterans around him, William looked at his daughter, then back at the boy. Comment and subscribe for more.